The Iran-Israel conflict and its impact on the Indian economy. Introduction. The conflict between Iran and Israel is a long-standing geopolitical rivalry with profound implications not only for the Middle East but also for countries far beyond the region, including India. As a nation with strategic interests in the Middle East, ranging from energy security to counter-terrorism and regional stability, India finds itself in a complex position regarding the Iran-Israel conflict. This case study explores the various ways in which the Iran-Israel conflict can impact the Indian economy, focusing on energy imports, trade relations, geopolitical stability, and economic cooperation with both nations. Historical context. India has traditionally maintained a neutral stance in the Iran-Israel conflict, cultivating diplomatic relations with both countries. India shares a significant economic relationship with Iran, primarily centered around energy imports, while simultaneously recognizing Israel as a critical partner in technology, defense, and agriculture. However, the shifting dynamics of the Iran-Israel conflict could create challenges for India, particularly given the increasing hostilities in the region. Energy security. Dependence on Iranian oil. One of the most direct impacts of the Iran-Israel conflict on India's economy is through energy security. India is one of the largest importers of crude oil globally, and Iran has historically been one of its key suppliers. Before the reimposition of US sanctions in 2018, India imported approximately 10% of its crude oil from Iran, making it a vital player in India's energy security strategy. However, the ongoing tensions between Iran and Israel, exacerbated by US policies, have created a volatile situation that threatens to disrupt energy supplies. If the conflict escalates, or if the US further tightens sanctions on Iran, India may find it increasingly difficult to source oil from this critical supplier. This could lead to a spike in global oil prices, adversely affecting the Indian economy, which is already burdened by inflationary pressures and a burgeoning current account deficit. Alternative energy sources. In response to potential disruptions, India may seek alternative energy suppliers, including countries in the Gulf Cooperation Council, GCC, and even the United States. However, transitioning away from Iranian oil could take time, and any sudden shifts may lead to higher costs. Moreover, increased competition for oil could lead to further price escalations, impacting inflation and economic growth in India. Trade relations. Bilateral trade with Iran. India has been engaged in substantial trade with Iran, encompassing various sectors, including agriculture, pharmaceuticals, and textiles. The current geopolitical climate could strain these economic ties. The imposition of international sanctions on Iran not only complicates trade but also increases the risks associated with investment in the Iranian market. Furthermore, as Israel strengthens its economic ties with other nations in the region, especially in the context of the Abraham Accords, India might find itself at a crossroads. Balancing its economic relationships with Iran and Israel could become increasingly challenging, leading to a potential re-evaluation of trade agreements and investment strategies. Economic relations with Israel. On the other hand, Israel has emerged as a vital partner for India in sectors such as defense, technology, and agriculture. India has increasingly relied on Israel for military equipment, advanced technology, and agricultural practices. If the conflict escalates and leads to wider regional instability, it could jeopardize these ties, making it difficult for India to secure critical technological and defense needs. Geopolitical stability, regional instability. The Iran-Israel conflict is intricately tied to broader geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, including the roles of various state and non-state actors. Regional instability resulting from this conflict can have cascading effects on India's geopolitical interests. The potential for increased sectarian violence, terrorism, and refugee crises stemming from a more volatile Middle East could have direct repercussions on India's security landscape. For instance, if Iranian proxies in the region intensify their activities against Israel, it could lead to military responses that destabilize the entire region. Such instability might create spillover effects, affecting India's diplomatic and military strategy in neighboring countries, particularly in Afghanistan and Pakistan, which already have complex security dynamics. Migration and refugee crisis. In the event of an escalation in conflict, India might face a significant influx of refugees from the Middle East. While India has historically been a country of refuge, a sudden influx of people could strain public resources and infrastructure. This would require substantial government expenditure and planning, diverting funds away from other crucial areas of economic development, economic cooperation, and investment. Indian investments in the region. India has been increasingly investing in infrastructure and energy projects in Iran, notably the Chabahar port, which aims to enhance connectivity between India, Iran, and Afghanistan. This project is essential for India's strategy to counterbalance Pakistan's influence in the region, as well as to secure a reliable trade route for goods and energy. However, the ongoing conflict poses risks to these investments. Escalation between Iran and Israel may lead to increased uncertainty in the region, making it challenging for Indian businesses to operate or invest in Iran. This could slow down or even halt crucial projects, impacting India's long-term strategic interests in the region. Opportunities for Israeli technology. On the flip side, if geopolitical tensions were to increase, India could find new opportunities in enhanced cooperation with Israel. The Israeli economy is robust, particularly in sectors such as technology, agriculture, and cybersecurity. As India seeks to modernize its economy and enhance its technological capabilities, deepening ties with Israel could yield significant economic benefits. However, the challenge would be navigating this relationship without antagonizing Iran, a crucial supplier of energy. The role of the United States. Influence of US policies. The US plays a pivotal role in shaping the dynamics of the Iran-Israel conflict. The reimposition of sanctions on Iran by the US has already led to economic ramifications for India, forcing it to reduce its oil imports from Iran. The US continues to exert influence over both Iran and Israel, and its policies could significantly impact India's strategic calculations in the region. If the US continues to adopt a hardline approach towards Iran, India may need to align its policies accordingly to maintain favorable relations with Washington, which could affect its engagements with Iran. Conversely, if the US pursues diplomatic avenues with Iran, it could open up new opportunities for India to engage economically. Conclusion: the Iran-Israel conflict is a multifaceted geopolitical rivalry that presents both challenges and opportunities for the Indian economy. The complexities of energy security, trade relations, and geopolitical stability underscore the need for India to navigate this conflict with strategic foresight. As India seeks to bolster its economic interests in the Middle East, it must carefully balance its relationships with both Iran and Israel. In an increasingly interconnected world, the repercussions of the Iran-Israel conflict will likely extend beyond regional borders, impacting global economic dynamics. For India, maintaining a stable and diversified approach to its foreign policy will be crucial in safeguarding its economic interests while navigating the intricate landscape of Middle Eastern geopolitics. As the situation evolves, India's policymakers will need to remain vigilant, agile, and responsive to the changing dynamics in the region to ensure sustainable economic growth and stability.